Welcome back, everybody, to Catching You. I'm your co-host, Rusty Ham. With me is my daughter, the other co-host, Lacie, and my wife, Lacie's mom, Emily. Lacie, say hi.
Hi,
Mom, say hi.
Hello.
my wife, Emily.
Yeah, so we are here. If you don't see us on video, we are currently in San Jose visiting our daughter for Parents Weekend. This is our last visit before she graduates, right, Lace?
Not necessarily. We'll be up here
To
during
watch.
season.
I agree. I've prefaced it with that this is the last parent weekend.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, what do we do today, Lace? Kind of describe what we did today.
We had a very slow morning, and you worked on your other podcast.
Yep.
And then we drove to Santa Cruz, to downtown Santa Cruz. And then we had some brunch, a very big brunch. But it was very good. And then we walked to the Santa Cruz boardwalk, walked up and down, saw all the rides. A lady lost her kid.
We hope she found him.
Hope she found him. My parents are very avid. We're very avid about finding this kid. Then we walked back to our car and got Marianne's ice cream. And then we drove back, and now we're here.
We're here. Yeah, so the kid getting lost, it kind of brought up some memories. Lace, do you remember getting lost at all?
I don't remember getting lost, but I remember liking to hide in the clothing racks.
Yeah, that was I think Mom, you were with her. She hid in the clothing rack, and Mom freaked out.
Yeah, I think I remember freaking out a few times and getting very angry that you were hiding inside the racks. You were there. It was like either Macy's or it could have been Kohl's, one of the two. And the circular racks, you like to hide in between. I was not happy with that. Nope.
It was fun in the moment.
Sure, for you.
So Lace, you're having, this is your senior year. You're having a lot of last firsts, right? Last first practice, last first, I think there's a picture, your last first
day of school.
That first day of school. So we kind of went over your senior year, how you're feeling. You've had a few practices on your belt. You had some scrimmages lately. You're having scrimmages next weekend. How are you feeling now compared to last year?
I think I feel, I don't know. It's back and forth sometimes. Like sometimes I'll have like a not so good bullpen, and then my mind kind of goes towards the fact where it's like, well, you're out of time to get any better. So like you have to be better in your other bullpens. So that's where my mind goes, is like you're basically out of time. And every bullpen that you don't like succeed in or like do good in, like it's a waste basically, or like it was like you need to be more present in that moment. So I've had maybe a few of those, but the rest have been really good. Like when a good bullpen goes good, I'm like, that was a good one, and then I just move on with my day. So
yeah, it's expected, right? And what I've been hearing from you, just based on our conversations, is you've had some live, with your teammates and live with, junior college, and you actually, you're doing well. You're like back to, because you have been a strikeout pitcher in the past. Last year, not so much, but now when you face those junior colleges last weekend, you had a lot of strikeouts, and you had a lot of strikeouts with your team. I think yesterday, right? So, how are you feeling with kind of how your ball is reacting and how the other teams are reacting to your ball now?
I'd say my pitches are jumping like at the very last second. If that makes sense. Like right when that rise ball is about to rise and they like start to swing, then it jumps up. Or like my drop, they were they really liked my drop yesterday.
Yeah.
It looked like it was gonna like hit the corner, and then at that last second, like, I mean, they already had to decide to swing or not, and as they're swinging, it would drop off and hit the end of their bat, and it would spin out or like foul, or I don't think I got any swing and misses on my drop, but it would just hit like the end of the bat, and then it would just spin out foul. But yeah, it's definitely different than I don't think I've ever struck so many of my teammates out, especially some of my teammates who have have hit off me plenty of times before and probably know my sequences by now. So it's definitely different. I mean, I'm excited for next weekend playing like more junior colleges um, that are definitely kind of leveling up from our first fall ball game. So like SJCC, West Valley have pretty good programs. So excited to see what that entails.
Yeah, and mom will get you in a second. It's just father and daughter right now, just talking softball a little bit. Um, last year, it seemed like your rise ball, they would foul them off a lot, or they would lay off, right? Because your rise ball would dart up, immediately, and they knew it was a ball, or maybe it didn't have that last tail at the end, and they would foul it off, and then you're like, all of a sudden, 4 pitch inning or 4 pitch at bat turns into an 8 to 10 pitch at bat, and all of a sudden they hit a single up the middle, and it's like frustrating, right?
Yeah, they kind of described it like last year. I would probably describe it as like a high fastball, to be
Yeah,
honest. But they said like Anissa, one of our catchers, was describing it as like it just looks so good, and like you're basically too late. You're already mid swing when it's too late.
yeah,
So that's kind of the goal of pretty much all my pitches. Really, is like it needs to look good, and then
yeah.
move.
And then having these intentions behind each pitch probably is helping as well.
Yeah.
Mom, mom. So this is a father out of packet podcast. We talked last week. I think you said, "Hey, how about getting a mother's point of view?" Which is awesome. We we definitely wanted to do that at some point.
It always reminds me of like that TikTok. 44. Hey,
4-4.
44.
Well, so last we did have you on but it was when we talked about my head.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get into mom. Let's get into just your feelings so far, just from the. You don't want to go through the whole history, but just kind of visualizing the first day, T-ball to where she's at now. I don't know, just give it kind of a brief how you're feeling about it.
Visualizing. Oh gosh, I see you in that little red batting helmet that we got spray painted with your nickname. I think was it Hammer Time or Hammer Slamma? Remember back in the day where we got your helmet spray painted, your very first team, and then your brother Jesse running around with the pink helmet on his head because he wanted to play and he couldn't play. To the crazy socks, the hair bows,
Tons of those.
red cleats. You learning how to pitch, first wanting to be a catcher, then you decide you didn't want to be a catcher, you wanted to be a pitcher, to where you are now. It's been a long time, but it seemed to have gone by so fast. You're 21 and graduating and thinking about after school and possibly going out of the country.
Don't let the cat out of the bag yet. We don't know if that's happening.
She's thinking about a lot of things. So it's weird in a way because I still want to think of you as my young daughter, but you're growing up. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this season. I'm hoping and that it's going to be a positive season and that it's everything that you want it to be, on a level that is good memories. And like you said, I just want you to have fun. I want it to be a fun season, and winning's fun, of course. You want to win, but hopefully you have that mentality and that that what's the word I'm thinking of? Not like it is a mentality, but it's also like an outlook of how you want this season to go, and hopefully it is what you have desired it to be. Focus on what it is you want it to be between you, your coaches, your teammates, your experience, because this is your last year. You got to make the best of it. And I'm hoping that you have the best year of your college this year.
Yeah, so we got your take on her injury. I think it was episodes 12 and 13. We had a double episode. What were your feelings, or what were you thinking about when we switched teams to Greg? We got that visit to North Carolina. We thought, they were going to come out to see Lacie, and then COVID hit, right? And then everything just kind of, not only did the country shut down, but so did the recruiting. And so when it went kind of silent there for a while, what were your thoughts, and how are you feeling towards the whole kind of this, I don't want to say process, you hate the word process, but the whole situation. What were your thoughts with that?
I was terrified.
Terrified about with what? That she would not get a scholarship, or she wouldn't no college?
Terrified of what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen. Switching teams, that was not a part of our goal, and it happened. And back then, I still think everything happens for a reason. Back then, I didn't feel like it happened for a reason. I was not happy about it. But then going to that new team, I think, helped you. And it took me a long time to actually I realized that was a good thing. And then switching teams again after that, I was not happy with that. And then the ultimate goal is that you got back to Bat Busters with Bracamonte. And that was probably the best thing that could have happened for you. And along the way, just seeing how your coaches like Coach Greg and Briggs, I mean, I don't think you would be where you're at without those stepping stones in your softball journey. And now I look back at it, I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't like it at that point, but it did happen for a reason. I know I was that mom that was always checking Twitter back when COVID was happening, like what's going on, who's going where, how come this and how come that, what's going on with her, and how come this isn't happening to you. And I had to I couldn't do Twitter anymore. I couldn't look at it because I couldn't look at all the parents saying, oh, my daughter got this call, my daughter is going here, my daughter's going there. And I knew you weren't getting anything. And I was like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Lacie. There's no reason why she shouldn't be given the same opportunities as the other girls. So I found myself in a very angry place. And I was angry at a lot of people, but I had to eliminate that stuff, like from our family, like that whole Twitter situation. So yeah,
yeah, you can get that.
I don't want to go into it too much.
Yeah, no, at least you've talked about it, right? Going down the Twitter rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think I deleted it too around September 1st time.
Yeah, you talked about that in your solo, right? You said September 1st, you're just like, you went down the rabbit hole of watching all these girls that you played with, announcing these scholarships. You're like, hey, what about me? I've been working my butt off. I was part of this really high organization, and, how come, and so again, we talked with Greg about that, right? Too, is you want to find those coaches that are going to be advocates for you. And I think that's where we kind of, and, Em, you don't want to say it, but we were loyal, and we felt betrayed. At the end of the day, we felt betrayed because we didn't feel like there was an advocate behind us at the time. So switching teams definitely was a good thing, even though, we're loyal people, and we didn't feel like, we didn't want to leave, but we had to, and it worked out, right? So good stuff. So, how are you feeling now? And that it's her senior year, and I don't know, I don't want to get too emotional, but season's coming up. We got Mary Nutter. She's going to be coming down to San Diego. We're definitely. I think we should try to go to UNLV when it's at UNLV. What are your thoughts for senior year, and then kind of beyond?
I'm kind of comparing. Like I don't want to compare it, but I would love for it to be for that summer you had with Bracamonte. Like your team gelled so well once you transferred to Bracamonte, because we had people that you played with before on that team, so you were comfortable. But then you had also other parents and players that you'd never been played before, but you all had like kind of like that same purpose, that same outlook, and it felt nice and it felt comfortable. And I'm hoping the team now that you're a senior, you have seasoned people with you. Your coach is now seasoned with the program. You have a new pitching coach who seems very eager and excited, and you feel comfortable with her, which is a positive. You have another new assistant coach who is young and seems to also be very eager. So change is good. And I would just love for that feeling that we had with Tony and Batbusters and Bracamonte to kind of like continue on until like you were in Oklahoma with Alliance. Like that was I would say that was the epitome of your career, was in Oklahoma. And
But this time we're going to be there to see it.
yeah, this time we'll be there. So,
dressed as people who raided the Capitol.
So that was such a good, compared to like what you had in 2020 and spring of 2021. And then like when it came like maybe February, March of 2021 to July of 2021, that was like such a good 4 months. And it kind of reminded me of the summer when like Kansas City.
Yeah.
We went to Kansas City for the first world. Was that the first?
Yeah.
World champion fast pitch?
Yeah, USA.
And then PGF. Yeah. Those were just, I just want to have fun. I want to have fun watching your games. I want to have fun watching you. I want to have fun with the parents. And it's been difficult to have fun the past 3 years.
Well, I mean, we've just gone through so many
just ups and downs.
Like 2021 was weird. I was like in the dorms and we still were wearing masks everywhere, and like it was, and that was the year we didn't have a Mountain West we didn't have a Mountain West tournament, so it was like whoever won the season was the winners. And then finally they introduced the tournament, right? My sophomore year.
Yeah.
And it was better, but then it was like also kind of bad as well, especially when it comes to conference. And then last year, don't even want to get started on that.
Right.
Now we have this year. So,
all right, let's go back to you, Lace.
Mm.
We've had our relationship talk, how you viewed me as a father, while you're playing. I was hard on you, and it was more softball related. It wasn't. Maybe describe
about me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What? Yeah.
Let's hear this.
Let's get Lacie talking. What do you think of Mom? I don't know how I'm trying to say it.
Softball wise?
Yeah, just like her support, because she's always there for you. But
yeah,
just kind of describe your softball journey with Mom.
Yeah,
as your mother.
Well, obviously, like I think you guys did like very like switch, or we would go together to like tournaments.
Yeah.
Like Dad would take me or you would take me, and then both of you would come or something. It was very like I thought it was pretty even. I mean, maybe like Dad would take me to lessons and catch me at lessons, but I remember having a lot of snacks because you didn't want to pay for concessions. So all my teammates were getting like hot dogs and chips, and I was like, I'll just eat my ham sandwich made from home.
The healthy snacks.
Yeah, she did, and you're on top.
And your nickname is string cheese, so there was always string cheese somewhere.
String cheese.
Yeah, there's that too. But I mean, if we went to games or anything, I just remember like getting in the car and you're like, I thought you did pretty good. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I mean, it was just very chill and mellow, and like you wouldn't get like mad at me.
No,
you'd only get like mad if I was like, I feel like if I was like, you could see my body language was bad, or like I was being a bad teammate. You'd probably get on me about that. But like softball wise, like
I don't think I ever like, that wasn't part of me to like say, you know, oh my God, I can't believe you walked the first three the batters or whatever, like, or you threw that leadoff walk. We lost by 4 just because of that leadoff walk.
Yeah.
That wasn't my thing. Me, it was always like, when I see you struggle, like I internalize it. And I'm like, if she's struggling, I'm struggling because I can't get out there to help you. That's my hardest thing. So that's why I hide behind a wall or a pole, or I walk in left field. And, you know,
like, Mom, did you see the last play? We walked it off. No, I didn't see it. I was too nervous.
No, I saw a lot. I just wasn't like, I was around the corner or back in left field. I was there. I always saw. I did. But yeah, I think the hardest thing for me was knowing that when you were struggling, I couldn't help you. And I wanted to be there to help you because I knew you could do so well. And there were points too where I'm like, I don't know how to help her. And that was frustrating to me. Like sometimes I wanted to say something, but then like, if what I said, was it going to be the right thing to say or the wrong thing to say? So most of the time I was just like, well, yeah, I thought you did great. How'd you think you did? And I kind of waited on you to say, well, I didn't do this or I didn't do that type thing.
But I thought you did well.
I mean,
just keep plugging along.
Here's next game.
Yeah.
I think my most memorable was when we were, I think, either in Vegas or Utah, and I was on Briggs. And I don't know if I had a crappy game or something like that. And because you took me to that tournament, it might have been Vegas. And I was on Briggs, and we saw Tatiana and we saw the Bracamente team there, and you were talking to either like their parents.
Oh,
and I saw them, and I was like, oh, I missed like
yeah,
or I missed them so bad, and
yeah,
like I think I broke down in the car ride back to the hotel. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I think that's.
And we had to talk that up without Dad there,
right?
And I think that was
that was the point where I'm like, it's up to you now.
Yeah.
Like if you feel where you're at is not making you better, then you've got to make that decision to go to where you're going to be better. I remember that. That was a hard conversation.
It was because we didn't want to, again, back to the loyal thing. We didn't want to switch again.
Right.
Well, and they were working hard
with San Jose.
And
yeah, I think I was pretty committed at that point.
Yeah, so that's a conversation, right? We're loyal people, right? And the Briggs is actually the organization. I think they're the Bengals now, but they're the ones that connected you with San Jose, and then all of a sudden you commit to San Jose State, and it's like, okay, thanks, Briggs, but we're gonna go over here now. Which that's not the type of people we are, but in the end, it worked out. And I don't think he was heartbroken over it. He was just like, okay, whatever.
Right.
But
I remember it was super, like we ended our game super late, and we didn't have any food, and we're like, where do we go to? I think we got fast food, and I'm like crying getting my fast food.
Yeah, I think that was in Vegas.
Might have been Vegas.
Yeah. All right. So, Lace, I think we have a football game to go to here soon.
We do.
Right?
Get ready. Yeah.
we might tailgate. I don't know. Maybe we pregame and then we go. I don't know. But
Game.
it's our last parent weekend. You
Gotta
are
go
just
crazy.
yeah.
Go crazy.
So good stuff. Yeah. So we gotta get going here, everybody. We're gonna go to a football game.
And the Dodger games today.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna go to the football game, and the Dodger game is tonight against San Diego Padres. So if you are a Padre fan,
Click off.
boo. You can turn off. You can turn this off right now.
Yep.
All right, Lace. I know you're on the other room, but love you.
Love you.
Mom, wife, I love you.
Love you. Thanks for having me. I'm number 44.
44.
That's me.
Cold cuts.
Cold cuts.
All right, guys. Catch you guys on the other side. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.